Today we're going to talk about an answered prayer. Now, I know some of you are like, girl, I've been praying and I'm still waiting on an answer. How am I going to answer this prompt? God has answered your prayers, whether it been in the past, whether it been recent, whether or not. So we're going to read the prompt and I'm going to walk you through the prompt and talk about my story so it can help you. So it does say recent, but if you feel like you don't have a recent prayer that has been answered, use something that was most recent to that. So it says, describe a recent answer to prayer. How did it strengthen your faith? So for me, when I was dealing with a situation where I was going to get evicted, I thought that I was supposed to stay. I thought that I was doing something wrong. I thought that I didn't know what to do. I was praying. I was asking God for help. But then, and also when I was asking God for help, God was sustaining me up until then, but then I lost everything. No money was coming through, nothing. Once my spiritual mom stepped in and she was saying, you know, do this, do that, which I ended up moving back with mom. A lot of money that was held up began to be released. And I began to see that it wasn't anything that I did wrong, which comforted me. It was just I was in the wrong location. I was in the location for too long. God called me there because he opened the door. The way I got that apartment was weird. But God did it. But it was for a season, because during that season I was able to house people for ministry. Many people for ministry. People were able to come through, rest, instead of having to drive 5 hours, 6 hours. People needed to get out of their proximity for restoration, dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression. When they left my place, they were healed. So that was for the season, but it was time to go, and I wasn't listening. I was like, God, you sure? Because it didn't make sense. So having that answered prayer, I didn't do anything wrong. It was just God telling me, next step, you're not going backwards. And everything being released, it was a relief. It was an answered prayer, and it strengthened my faith to trust God when he tells me to move. When he says he's going to provide, it's nothing that I did. He knew me before anybody. Whatever decision I was going to make, he already has the plan thought through. That strengthens my faith. So leave in the comment something that you've recently experienced with an answered prayer. How did it strengthen your faith? It can be a financial breakthrough. It could be marriage, when you thought that you would never get married, having a child.